What's up, everybody? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, September 10th. Wow, September 10th, almost mid-September. Crypto Capital Venture. I am going crazy, and this is it. This is like the pre-Litecoin Summit video. If you're a replay viewer, I'm going to be going quickly over Gemini news today that came out, and then really going to jump into Bitcoin and Litecoin charts, talk about where we are in terms of price, where we might be next, and what to look out for, because there are some really nice support areas and resistance areas to look out for. And what else? I'm here to just chill. It's Tuesday. I need to relax a little bit. I've been like on calls all day and probably not going to be able to do a video tomorrow because we're really busy. We're leaving tomorrow for San Francisco for the Litecoin Summit, baby. And really looking forward to it. So hopefully, first off, I've made some changes. Like, did I say it's Tuesday? You know, you all know what I mean. Come on. I can hear Sarah actually out there laughing. So today's Monday, and that just gives you an example of how crazy I am right now. But yes, we're leaving tomorrow to go to San Francisco. And if you're in here and you're going to be in San Francisco this week, please let me know so I can make sure we meet up, hang out a little bit. Like Jim Flanagan, I know will be there. I am in the future. I need to relax, man. Oh, man. But Giovanni Duro says it's Tuesday here in Australia. So if you're a replay viewer, I'm sorry. There will be timestamps in the pinned comment if you just want to kind of go right to the technical analysis. You know, I kind of like to chat a little bit with everybody in here. So added a couple things. I know I've been getting messages a lot about super chats, and obviously I leave super chats on, but a lot of people prefer to send Litecoin or Bitcoin, and I figured out a way to kind of be able to do that. So I have the tip.cryptocapitalventure.io website. You can tip there if you want to, and it should, this is kind of what I'm testing, it should appear on the screen like you just saw. I had Sarah test a super chat, and you can see that came up on the screen. If the noise annoys you, please let me know, and I will turn that down or off. I already turned it down because I know when I've been on super chats on other people's live streams, the noise is just too loud. So if it's too loud, let me know. Just tell me it's annoying and I'll turn it off. But I like the alerts there. I think that's pretty cool. And then I think if people subscribe while I'm doing a live stream, if you're not a subscriber, please just subscribe, even if you don't like me. Just let's see if it works. I want to see if that works. So just testing some things out on this live stream and just trying to hang out with you guys because it's a pretty crazy time to be in crypto, but it's exciting. I'm going out to San Francisco. We'll be at that Litecoin Summit hanging out with a lot of you, live streaming, and also we have Wannabe Kirk Hammett 2 just subscribed. I like it. Thanks, man. I appreciate you doing that for me and testing that out. It works. Please, again, if it's annoying, please tell me, everybody, and I can turn the sound down. But yes, going to be meeting with clients out there in San Francisco. Bitcoin exchange startup doing huge things. Going to be meeting with them. Going to be meeting with a new cryptocurrency protocol, which is built around zero knowledge proof protocol. They're working on a ridiculous project launching in September. Really excited about that. And just, man, a lot going on in crypto right now, and I'm just really, really excited. So the Hive Channel 7, unsub to sub. So Wendell says break down or up, and that's the question. We will definitely be talking about that. You can even see on my chart here, I have it all ready to talk about. Option 1, option 2, a breakdown or a break up. That's what we're going to talk about. Before we do, I just want to say, I tweeted the other day and I said, I truly think we will see a stage of capitulation in the next 30 days. Like $30 Litecoin type of capitulation within a big bounce. So I really do think that. The only reason I think that is because I truly believe, whether it's, you know, a few months away, I think we're close to a bottom here, but that doesn't mean we're not going to go down a good amount first. And I think that might happen through some type of capitulation. And for Litecoin, I see that being in like that $30 range if it happens. However, as Carl Belfast in the chat just said, few months sideways, it's a true possibility. And within that sideways channel, maybe that's where we'll find that capitulation. Maybe that's where we'll see that low. But definitely, obviously, you all know, I've talked about for months, sub $50 Litecoin or even a $50 Litecoin, ridiculous buy, in my opinion. I could be wrong. We could be at like a $3 Litecoin in 6 months, and I'll still be buying. But I really, truly believe we're getting close here to a bottom, but we could be trading sideways for a while. But definitely wanted to bring that up at the beginning here. And the Hive channel says, Dan, do you think we will see the bounce in December this year? If we see a bounce, and actually a bullish bounce where we're like actually, breaking previous higher lows and we're turning around in the market, I think it's gonna be because, we are kind of in this change of seasons from the bears passing over to the bulls. And I think it might happen around November. And we talked about that in previous videos for multiple reasons. So real quick, I do just want to point out some news that happened today. I'm sure many of you saw it. I won't spend too much time on it, but super excited, Tyler Winklevoss, to announce the launch of the Gemini Dollar, the world's first regulated stablecoin. So proud of our amazing team. Pretty big news. I think it's pretty cool news. I like Gemini and what they're working on over there. So you can see crypto exchange Gemini announced Monday that it's launching a dollar-backed stablecoin built on Ethereum. The Gemini Dollar is designed to provide liquidity for users hoping to send or receive US dollars through the Ethereum network, a press release stated. It will be strictly pegged to the dollar, with the Gemini Trust Company holding USD deposits corresponding to the number of tokens in circulation. Notably, the release stated the New York Department of Financial Services has reviewed and approved the Gemini Dollar. So really cool. Really, really cool news in my opinion. And we can continue. And it looks like we have Assad Harari with a $9.99 super chat. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And he says, if Litecoin hits $30, I'm emptying my bank. No buying the dip. That's the dip. So Assad going all in, obviously, if Litecoin hits $30. That's pretty crazy. I'm curious if a lot of you are going to take that same type of approach as Assad is taking in terms of buying the dip at $30 if it got there. And I'm also curious, like, how many of you are accumulating at these levels right now? Really curious of that. Like, are you guys buying this as if it were the bottom? As if, like, when we hit $51 or so the other day, like, to you, was that it? Was that the dip to you? I think I saw a lot of people on Twitter that were kind of approaching it that way. But obviously we see Assad. Thanks for the super chat, dude. Appreciate that. $30. That's his selling his house type of area for accumulation. Which, by the way, I never recommend that. I definitely don't recommend you sell your house. So to safeguard its holdings, Gemini will hold the fiat currency backing the stablecoin in the U.S.-based State Street Bank and insure it through Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation pass-through deposit insurance program within certain limits. And then we have Tyler Winklevoss says the Gemini Dollar is part of our mission to build the future of money. And it sums up everything. It's the missing link between traditional banking system and the crypto economy. I mean, that's what I love about this space. Like, these startups and these companies like Gemini, they're bridging the gap in so many different ways. Like, this is just one bridge in terms of doing that. And he really literally just says that. It's the missing link between traditional banking system and crypto economy. The innovations that exchanges are taking and even certain startups in the crypto space are taking. Drew Blood with a super chat. Drew Blood, thanks, man. He says, I will buy 49 more at $30 and then I'm done. I'm not trying to go broke. Drew Blood, you're not going to go all in like Assad? Come on, man. Just kidding. This isn't financial advice. So Drew Blood says, I'll buy 49 more at $30 and then I'm done. I'm not trying to go broke. And it's pretty cool, actually, to see. So we have Drew Blood kind of telling us where his head's at, right? And then we have Assad telling us where his head's at. And I really think it's cool because it plays into like all the stuff that we do in terms of technical analysis. It all revolves around risk management and really where you are personally. So like we just got a couple glances at where Drew Blood is and where Assad is in terms of accumulation. And that's probably because that's what they're comfortable with, right? So like a $30 Litecoin, maybe you're somebody that wouldn't be comfortable with that yet. But we're going to talk about that very shortly. And basically we're going to base it off of this tweet that I had the other day, $30 Litecoin type capitulation. Might be hard to catch that bottom, but that was Gemini news anyway. I wanted to go over it because I thought it was interesting and pretty cool to say the least. So let's kind of jump into the charts. We have the daily chart on Bitcoin looking pretty interesting. Right now, it could be bullish, but guess what? There's no surprise. It could also be bearish. So anybody that tells you like it's going one way or the other and they're definitive about that, like there's no question about it to them, just be careful. There is no technical analysis that can predict what's going to happen now. So let's really talk about Bitcoin. And first, let's talk about the upside, just because it's pretty obvious given these last couple months, we've really have anticipated like exactly where we are right now. So, and what I mean by that is you can remember in this area here, anticipating this run up for certain reasons. You can remember in this area here, and I mean, we have videos, technical analysis videos in the last couple of months of us doing this, and we're going to do the same exact thing in this video. So we have videos here talking about the possible run up to this resistance area too. Like we have a resistance area each time. And so we're in the same exact boat right now. And that's really what I want to talk about. So Chris Andre says, Dan, no way we break $7,400 from here. So, I mean, for Chris, I'll put $7,400 on the chart because he's really, I mean, he's talking about a key area that I'm going to be talking about, so why not put $7,400 on the chart? So let me just, where's my text? Man. Do you know how hard this is, guys? I'm sorry. Please be patient. Text. There. I like to put $7,400. $7,400. All right. So there's $7,400, Chris Andre. Carrie Jackson, hey Dan, I managed to catch you again. I'm from UK. It's late here. Love your analysis. Carrie, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Thank you. And I know it is late there. You need to get some rest. You need to get some beauty sleep. So let's talk about this. So back here we talked about the next run up, and now we're going to be doing the same exact thing today, and it's really based off of, many of you probably already guessed it, the Fibonacci retracement, right? And we can kind of get an idea of what that's looking like. So I already have the channel there, which is this previous lower high right here to this previous low that we just touched not long ago. And you can see the channel that I drew, and like this is like deja vu, right? Like we just did this in this last run up. So this time our channel of resistance, just like kind of last time, is that 618 to 786 channel. So like this channel right here is our channel of resistance. And now I'm going to get rid of my Fibonacci just so that it's not in the way. But really we're looking at like a $6,900 Bitcoin to like a $7,100 Bitcoin. So that area right there, and I have to change the color of this brush. So this area right here, key resistance area. And it happens over and over again in Bitcoin, whether we're talking Bitcoin support or Bitcoin resistance. So in this area, this is going to be Bitcoin resistance, right at this channel. So on the upside, I truly am anticipating this run up to this area. So if you want to get an idea of, how big of a run that would be, it keeps getting smaller, by the way, these runs. So right now it's only, into this channel is like 12%, 13% into that resistance channel on the upside. So for me, that's going to be our first resistance. Now, Chris Andre, who just commented, he said there's no way we're getting through $7,400. And I'm going to guess he's saying that because that's our previous lower high that we had on Bitcoin. And it's also just below the 200 EMA on Bitcoin. So I don't want to say I agree with him, but I think he has a high percentage chance of being right in terms of saying there is no way that we're going to get through that. I don't agree with him because there's always a way for anything crazy to happen in Bitcoin and Litecoin. So it would be a very bullish move for Bitcoin, and I'm not sure it's going to happen. Like I always say, and I said it back here as we were running up here, I'll believe it when we see it, right? Like right now we're in this continued downtrend of lower highs, right? So that's what I'm most anticipating is new lower highs and a lot of resistance. So same thing with this resistance area right here can be setting up for a lower high. When I said it this time around and I talked about resistance here, saying that might be a lower high setup, I didn't want it to. I didn't want it to be a lower high setup. And just the same way, I don't want this to be a lower high setup. I want what all of you want, right? Like, and I'm pretty sure unless you're you're shorting the market right now, most people want this just to break through it and like break these previous lower highs. I want that, and I can't wait till it happens. But for now, I am eyeing up, and I strongly believe that we're going to see resistance in this area up to $7,100, $6,900 to $7,100. So that's kind of on the upside. It's like a 12% run possibly. We can have a really strong day in terms of Bitcoin running up into that area, $6,900. But, be careful. Don't FOMO in. We said don't FOMO in last time, and just like last time, we had this break on August 27th right here above the 50 EMA. So right here, it's going to be that same type of first area to look for to break. We want to break through that 50 EMA area and then approach that channel. So that's kind of for the upside, what to look out for. And now we will talk about possible downside. I think for most of us, and I'll just put this out there, the reason I'm so interested in the, I'm way zoomed in right here. The reason I'm more interested in the downside most of the time is because I'm not really taking much action when we're making these, if we're making a run up to this resistance area, I'm not really taking much action other than bringing out my phone and looking to see what happens. In a bull market, I'll take more action if we break that resistance area. So you can see right now, and I don't know if this is, so I have this, and I just saw a comment, and I've seen comments, and it is something to look out for, this possible, and why, I don't know why I put inverse head and shoulders. It's a possible head and shoulders on the daily chart. You can see it right here. So, and you can see right now breaking this neckline really, and it's a pretty even neckline. It's a pretty straight neckline, right around, it's like right around $6,100, give or take. That's a really important area to look for. And we talked about $6,100 a lot, and this is just one other dimension of why that's an important area. It's also support in terms of this upper trend line right here. So that $6,100 is something to look out for. And then lastly, I'm having trouble with my tools on this screen, so I'm gonna have to switch screens. But the other thing to look out for on the downside is this overextension area. So if we break this support area, and we break even this head and shoulders area, I'm gonna cross that out because it's not an inverse head and shoulders. If we break this neckline, a key area for me for first area of support, possible accumulation, a possible trade area if you're a trader, would be right here, and it really is that $5,500, maybe a little bit lower down to $5,200. That's that first area of support I see if we break crucial support right here at $6,100. A lot is going to be happening in this area. We're going to be forming a new low, obviously. Even beneath this low we had back in June time, we're going to be going further down and creating a lower low. So this is a very important area of support to look out for, mainly because we have this 25 to 30% overextension from the 200 EMA, and we talk about that all the time. And I don't know, I'm going to try and refresh my chart to see if my screen looks clearer, because on my screen it's looking very fuzzy, and I don't think it's going to work. So If it doesn't, I'll just switch screens. Okay, it didn't work. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm on the 4 hour right now, and I'm gonna go to the daily chart. Hold on a second. Okay, so now we're on the daily chart. And now you can see from the 200 EMA, if we are to see a lower low, this is why it's my target, that 25 to 30% overextension. We talk about all the time in terms of Bitcoin, and it's a very, I think, a very nice area of accumulation. And we just got a Poseidon Lou super chat, and Poseidon Lou says, I sold all my Litecoin, LOL. Is it true? Is it true? Tech Lord says, I don't believe you, Poseidon. 6K has strong support, says Tech Lords. 100% agree with Tech Lords. Poseidon Lou, I'm gonna have to boot you out of this channel if you sold your Litecoin, dude. I'm just kidding. It's all good. John Kim's in the house. He says, me too. John Kim sold all his Litecoin. Definitely don't believe that. I don't believe that, Johnny boy. So, yes. So here we go. We're talking right now about overextension. This is really big for me. And like, if you've been watching my channel, and by the way, Poseidon Lou, thank you for the super chat, dude. You better believe I have your Red Bull ready. So the 200 EMA, like my technical analysis is pretty simple the way I do it. And I think it works. And even though it's a volatile market and crypto is like ridiculously volatile, it's all over the place. When you zoom out on the chart, all it is like really, really consistent patterns, really consistent wedges, really consistent times of overextension and being oversold, and then these crazy pullbacks. Same thing on the upside, really consistent areas of being overbought and then pullbacks. And really for me, they all basically revolve around the 200 EMA and 50 EMA. I know a lot of other technical analysis people, they use other moving averages, but those to me are the most consistent and they just work the best for me. So like in terms of Bitcoin, when it gets overextended, like there are these certain areas that for me personally, I'm just kind of like, this is a great opportunity to buy some, because like Bitcoin, whenever it approaches like 25% overextension from the 200 EMA, it usually bounces back. Like you can go back in the charts and just kind of look every time it gets overextended, right? Like you can see it bounce. So I can even just on the chart give you some examples, right? So even back here in March, we have overextension. Look at that, 26%. And then look at the next move up. It's awesome. And then overextension, we can even do here like overextension, going down, 25%, right? 26%, and then a bounce. And then you can even, after that bounce, we went back down again. Bear stepped in, right? And I'm trying to get this. 30% overextension right here. 30% overextension. 25 to 30% overextension is an awesome area to buy Bitcoin. And if you're a trader, it's just, this is my 100% opinion. I'm not trying to give financial advice. It's an awesome area to accumulate. So for Bitcoin right now, that looks like $5,500 to $5,200 if support breaks. Tech Lord says support looks good around $6,000, and I agree. But if it breaks, that's kind of my next target. $5,200, really strong. And the other thing is, like, if it breaks, right, and it goes to $5,500, $5,200, it is so oversold. If it happens, especially soon, it is so oversold. So just be aware of that. There's so much opportunity in buying these dips. Alan Higgs with a $12.99 super chat. Thank you, Alan. You're the man. I can't remember, Alan. Are you going to the Litecoin Summit? Because it would be awesome to see you there, dude. Appreciate you, Alan. I thank you. Poseidon says, no Lambo. Poseidon Lou, man, stop being so negative, dude. Stop being so negative. I need to cheer you up, man. Poseidon, no Lambo yet, but you just keep accumulating those dips. Tug Monster 8 says, ain't selling nothing. So That's it. I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to point out on the downside is really that area to look out for right here. $6,100-ish. Tech Lord saying 6,000-ish. So let's see. Here's Tech Lord 6,000 right there. It's a nice area of support right now. So I really truly think Bitcoin has a better chance to test our area of resistance for maybe a possible higher low up here, like we just talked about, before actually breaking down. I think we have a better chance of seeing a short run up to resistance. So that's kind of my opinion. Obviously anything can happen, but I just want everybody to be prepared on the downside. If it does happen, it's probably something to be prepared for. Buying that dip, it's like what we do here. So another thing to point out real quick before we leave this daily Bitcoin chart is you can look at the stock RSI. Pretty oversold and on its way up, possibly. Obviously in the last 2 days, 3 days, we have these few green candles forming. So look for testing resistance. And you can see it happen last time when we bounced off the bottom that we were talking about back here. Stock RSI was oversold. We approached that new lower high and we saw resistance right there and we came back down. It's like clockwork lately. I know we've been going down, but it's crazy. And I don't know. There's so much opportunity. It's all about risk management. That's it. So let's go over to Litecoin, kind of speak a little bit about what's going on there. There's a lot of synergy yet again in terms of Bitcoin, Litecoin. Obviously, Litecoin is way more volatile lately. It's down more. There's no question about it, but every alt is down more in terms of like what it's doing. So for Litecoin, one thing we can just kind of start out with for some context is we have this, the length of this wedge here that we talked about the other day. And when it broke that bottom support area, we really started talking about, well, where's the support area in terms of a target for, when this kind of slows down? Because when we broke this, this was a pretty bad daily candle. People were freaking out. But look, I mean, the technical analysis held true, and it's been holding true so much lately. And we found support right within the length of that wedge. And we saw support there. So that's kind of first thing to point out. Now, the second thing to point out is to really question, well, we keep getting these wedges. We keep getting these rising wedges of higher highs and higher lows, and they're bearish. Like Litecoin keeps just breaking through each time. So the question is and we're so early now in this new wedge, but are we going to have a similar type of pattern form, right? Something like this or something, and then a breakdown again. That's kind of the question. That's something to really, really keep in mind on the downside. Benjamin 7, $4.99 super chat. Thanks, Benjamin. He says, if I didn't have kids, I would go all in. What I'm investing is for the future. If I lose, I lose, but it won't break me. Love your TA, man. Benjamin, you're the man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat, but I also appreciate your words. And I mean, you really just summed everything up perfectly. That's all it is, right? If you lose, you lose. If we lose, we lose. If crypto fails, I don't think we're stupid. But as long as you didn't spend more money than you can afford to lose, it's all good, right? Life goes on. And for Benjamin, it won't break him. Hopefully it won't break you. And that's it. That's risk management right there. Benjamin 7, you're awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that super chat. And Eric 3.0 says, whenever Dan gets a haircut, it's proven the market will go up. I'll take that, dude. I wonder if we go back and do an analysis on every time I got a haircut. Well, I can tell you I got a haircut July, I think the 2nd. Nope, it's not true, Eric. It's not true. So Litecoin, that's it on the downside. And really to talk about the downside, very big buy zone for me, as all of you know, if you've been watching for, even months now, $50. Even when we were above $100, we talked about, is a $50 Litecoin possible? We talked about, is Charlie Lee's $20 Litecoin possible, right? Because everybody knows he tweeted about $20 Litecoin. And so I said it is possible because this is cryptocurrency and anything crazy can happen. And so anything, this is kind of my stance, anything under $50 for Litecoin, really actually, even when it was above $100, I did say anything below $80 is really good in my opinion. I still stand by that. So that means $54 right now for me, great time to accumulate. And I have been. Even with chances of it going down another 50%. I have been accumulating. I want to put that out there to you. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I haven't bought yet because I'm a master of technical analysis. I'm a master of buying the dips and I'm still waiting. No, I've been accumulating, especially under $80. I've been accumulating. But like the whole reason I'm accumulating comfortably at these levels is because I'm like so long on this space. I'm so long on Bitcoin and Litecoin, so it doesn't faze me like if we go to $20. It just doesn't. But what would faze me, and I just want to throw this out there because this is important, what would faze me is if I wasn't accumulating before it goes back up. So like if I haven't been accumulating here and finally we do enter a bull market, whenever we do, and we never see these prices again, that'll faze me. So, and I'm not one to FOMO in. So anyway, very big buy zone, 30% overextension. Trying to fix my chart here. 30% overextension from the 50 EMA on the daily chart and 50% overextension from the 200 EMA. So like, what does that look like? How's that even possible? How's 50% overextension even possible? 50% overextension brings us to like right around let's just call it $47 Litecoin. And the reason why I have $47 Litecoin is because if you take kind of where we are right now, around $54, and we go down 12%, right? A 12%, usually Litecoin and Bitcoin have been kind of moving nicely together. So I'm going to go back to Bitcoin real quick. And we're going to do that, 12% downside Bitcoin, where it is right now. My computer's so slow. And you can see, my whole point here is to say it brings us to around $5,500 Bitcoin. So a $5,500 Bitcoin, right, probably will be equivalent to around a $47 Litecoin. So really that channel for Litecoin for me is very synergistic and moves very nicely with Bitcoin in terms of a buy zone. So $5,500 Bitcoin, $47 Litecoin, give or take, that's probably the area. And then anything under there, like just really ridiculous because we're talking 50% overextension on the 200 EMA, from the 200 EMA. This is, and really that it's a perfect picture of why anything under $50 for Litecoin is just a beautiful buy if you're long on Litecoin. And this is my opinion, not financial advice, but anything under $50, because we're really talking about 50% overextended from the 200 EMA. And I want to say it again because this is how I'm going to end this technical analysis. 50% overextended from the 200 EMA. And real quick, Poseidon Lou. Poseidon, did you change your name? Didn't it used to say Poseidon Lou? Now it just says Poseidon. He says, taking all 20 of my Litecoin with me to my grave, hodl. Poseidon Lou, man, you're so negative. I'm going to make like a negative Litecoin shirt based off of your super chats tonight. I think Drew Blood must have gotten to you today at work, man. He's in your head, it seems. Poseidon Lou, I don't know what to do with you, my friend. I just don't know. I don't even know if I can help you. So negative. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, dude. So Jim Flanagan just bought 2 more Litecoin and the market didn't crash. That's a good sign. That could be a bullish indicator. We should have social indicators in terms of bulls and bears stepping in. So like Jim Flanagan just bought 2 more. There's a lot of people that always say like, whenever I buy, the market will go down. And if I sell, the market will go up. Jim Flanagan says he bought too and the market didn't crash. So maybe we're going to the moon. So all right, this is how I'm going to end this. So 200 EMA overextension, extremely big, and I want to show you why. And I'm just going to end. I'm going to end on this daily chart for Litecoin. Going to get the price range. Here's a 200. The pink line is a 200 EMA for Litecoin. 50% overextension brings us like right below $50. Now I just want to point something out to you. We can go to Litecoin, zoomed out on the daily, and you can take time and you can kind of go back and look. Well, like, let's find all the times where Litecoin was so oversold. 50% plus from the 200 EMA. It's been proven based off data, historical data, that anything over 50% is a pretty, man, you would have done really nice long term. So basically, anything under $50 Litecoin right now, this is huge. Anything under $50 Litecoin is 50% overextended from 200 EMA. So let's go to the bear market. Like, let's go to the worst of the worst, the ugliest of the ugliest. When people were panicking, when people were going crazy, when people were giving up and leaving the markets, they should have been entering. They should have been buying. But let's look. The worst of the worst. 200 EMA. First off, we can see 50% overextended all the way up here. Okay, so a $2.41 Litecoin, 50% overextended from the 200 EMA, and then capitulation comes in. Capitulation, 75% overextended. I would say that it's safe to, I think it's safe from, like, if you're going to be conservative and really want to try and buy the ultimate dip, I would say like this channel right here, which is basically 50% overextension from the 200 EMA down to like 75%, this would have been a beautiful time to buy the dip. If you could have predicted it, then that would have been a great conservative way to buy the Litecoin dip. After all of these crazy little wedges formed, accumulating in this level would have proved to be amazing for you. So likewise, I'm saying on Litecoin, and this isn't financial advice, we are approaching that 50% overextension from the 200 EMA. We're approaching it. And then I want to show you this, because if we take it down to really the bear market, right? 75% overextension, which is the bounce that we had, the capitulation. Look where it goes. It goes to $24, $25. So like, what would be incredible is if Litecoin goes to the 20s, into the 20s, and Charlie Lee was right with his tweet. Would be incredible. But like, I think this whole channel, $50 to $25, it's just, if you're long on Litecoin and you're not accumulating there, that doesn't make sense to me. That's not financial advice, I'm just saying. It just, you know, we're going to be very well overextended below that 200 EMA, and it's historically, we're talking years of history. Just go back and measure all the times we've been overextended from the 200 EMA and what happened at those levels. 40%, 50%, 60% oversold. Insane. And it gets me excited. And if I look like I got some energy, that's why. DrewBlood21 says, with a $4.99 super chat, thank you, my friend. They kicked me out of work and put me on vacation. What? You're on vacation? I mean, I'm pretty much on vacation too, man. Come tomorrow, going out to San Francisco, hanging out with some of you. So that means you should definitely be at the Litecoin Summit now, Drew Blood. You better be at the Litecoin Summit. Look at this though, man. I think right now Litecoin is just looking so oversold, and we'll see what happens. Don't spend more than you can afford to lose. That's all I can say. We can do something. When I was putting this, I was like, I always have to get ready for these live streams and videos and stuff. And I told myself I wanted to do this. This is a daily chart that we just worked on, the daily chart, looking at the bear market. I just want everybody to look at this because it's fun. That's the daily chart. That's Litecoin daily chart zoomed out. I mean, how cool does that look? So here is the 50. That channel right there is 50% to 75% over extension from 200 EMA. You see that? At the bottom of this long-term trend line, and then where are we at? Right around there to there. Okay. Look at that. Same thing. 50 to 75% overextension from the 200 EMA right here. I guess the question is like, is it going to truly test this bottom trend line, Litecoin? I don't know. $12? I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm not going to say definitely not. But I'm just saying this channel, that overextension right there, similar to this overextension here. And anybody that was accumulating back here for Litecoin, I'd say they made out pretty well for the next bull market, right? Like imagine accumulating down there and sitting here at all-time highs with 24,000% gains. I don't think that's bad. I mean, so same thing, likewise, imagine accumulating down here in this area if we get there and seeing new all-time highs. I'm not going to sit here and say it's 25,000% gains. That would bring us to like a $10,000 Litecoin, which many believe. But even, you know, to the top of this channel, 2,500% gains. Is that okay with you? Is $1,000 Litecoin okay with you? I would say so. I say there's still a lot of money to be made with Litecoin, especially if you're long. So that's kind of my technical analysis. You can also see Bitcoin. I can end it here, which was, I think I tweeted this the other day. By the way, Carl Belfast, €5 super chat. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Means a lot, especially if you're in a different time zone where it's quite late. Thank you for coming by. You're awesome. And I truly appreciate your super chat. Thank you. So check that out. This was I had this chart still from my tweet the other day where I was just like, you're here. And that's really it. That's how, I mean, it's kind of how we can end our technical analysis. Really gives nice perspective in terms of where we are in the markets. We're so early, it's ridiculous. You can liken something like this. You can liken this chart to something like Apple, right? That has like, 30 years or so worth of charting. And something like Apple, I mean, truly, it just, it just goes up as it succeeds. And similar to that, and that's a really bad trend line. Oh man. Welcome to my world, everybody. You get my point. You're catching my drift. Same thing. $100,000, $1 million Bitcoin, 100% possible. It just is. It just is. It depends how much money comes in. It depends when the money comes in. It's not something we can predict, but just like everything else, way zoomed out, it's something we can anticipate. And it's something we could enjoy if it happens. The Hive channel says 145 here in UK, Dan. LOL, love you, podcast pal. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Hive channel. I appreciate you. I like your username too. Thank you so much. Carl says you're welcome. Your vids mean a lot. Great help and community spirit. Thanks, Carl. You're awesome, man. I need a new word for awesome. That's an adjective I use too much. Wendell is in the house. Says y'all all have fun and be careful at the summit. Thanks, Wendell. Looking forward to the summit. Are any of you, if you're going to the summit, real quick, I know we talked about this a little bit already, but press 1 in the chat if you're going. I just kind of want to get a sense. Like we have 174 people here right now. And if you're one of those 174, demolish that like button for me. I just love the like button. I just love seeing likes. What can I say? Jim Flanagan says, Dan loves to fly. Totally false. I don't like to fly. Sarah loves to fly. I just don't, like, do I have wings? I don't have wings. I wasn't created to fly. I wasn't created to be thousands of feet in the air. It scares me, man. So we have Jim Flanagan going. We have Corey with a 2. Man, not many people in this chat are going to be at the Litecoin Summit. By the way, I tweeted the other day, I don't know if Tech Lords is still here, but Tech Lords, I said, Tech Lords doing work on BitTube. I saw him post on BitTube the other day. So I posted it he posted this. Tech Lords posted this in, I think, the Crypto Capital Venture Launchpad. And so if you have BitTube, if you use BitTube, go follow Tech Lords over there. He's been awesome supporter of this channel, first of all. And second of all, he's doing work over there on BitTube. And, you know, he likes BitTube. I think it's pretty cool too. I just haven't really had the time to mess around with it and build upon it. But I think BitTube can really be foundational to something that a lot of people are looking for in terms of video. So go follow Tech Lords, look him up over there. Tech Lords, if you're here, you can put the link, if you're able to type the link here. Put the link there so people can go subscribe to you over there, tip you over there. Josh Wallace says, I've always wanted to go to Cali, but can't afford to miss work. I hear you. I hope you can make it out to Cali sooner or later. It's awesome out there. I've never been to San Francisco, so I'm very excited. It's going to be very cool. So yes, definitely looking very forward to everything happening right now. I'll end with a quick little update on our Launchpad Foundation. Actually working alongside, or eCurrency Hodler is helping with adding a live, I guess you can call it a live donation tracker, so that we can see how much Litecoin has been donated to the Launchpad Foundation, which is launching soon. It's not launched yet, but we're still working on getting everything together and working with possible partner in Philly, in Kensington area. But we're working on adding down here so people can track the donations live. So please keep an eye out for that. Also going to be working on a promo video. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be ridiculous. And I'm very excited. I cannot wait. So I'm shooting for November 1st, being able to have that promo launch. And that's it. That's all I got for everybody today. A nice little live stream. I don't think I'm going to have time tomorrow to do a video or a live stream. So hopefully nothing crazy happens. But if it does, follow me on Twitter. I'll be tracking markets obviously over there. Even on the plane, I'll be able to tweet when I'm on the plane. But appreciate all of you coming by. Super chatters, all of you, thank you. Poseidon Lou, if you're still out there listening, I hope you cheer up, buddy. I'm going to see you in a few days. I can't wait to shake your hand. Appreciate all of you. And as always, I will definitely see you on the next video. And God bless.